What does it actually mean when somebody says, act like a Christian? Coming up next on Pastor Bob Daily. Act like a Christian. How is a Christian supposed to act? You know, it really isn't about what I expect of myself necessarily, or what others expect of me necessarily. It's really about who I perceive that Jesus is and what I perceive him to be, and that I model myself after him. That's a big difference, isn't it? You know, a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't look the way you do because you don't look like a Christian. And we've talked about this way too many times. I'm not going to do it again. But you know, we get stuck here. We get stuck when people say, well, you're not acting like a Christian. You're not being a Christian. You know, you're not looking like a Christian. You're not acting like one. You're not doing the things that Christians are supposed to do. Really? You know, the bottom line here is this, folks. When we follow Jesus, our lives change. They don't change because we change them. Because, man, I've tried to change my life so many times, and in my own effort, it never works. We change because he changes us. He is the change agent. So whenever somebody says you're not acting like a Christian, you're not doing what a Christian does, you're not being a Christian, you know, you need to try harder. That's not the way it works. Honestly, if you're not acting like a Christian, if you're not exactly what a Christian should be, it isn't that you're not trying hard enough. It's that you're not allowing him to do that work in you. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit. It keeps slipping. There. Isn't that unprofessional to do that in the middle of a podcast? Here we go. So, folks, I hope that helps you a little bit, because I think it's another real key to our Christian lives. When we try so hard to change and we can't, we get discouraged. But you see, his power is made perfect in my weakness. That means when I am weak, he is strong, the Bible says. And so when somebody says, act like a Christian, I'm not sure what that means. And that's open to anybody's interpretation, isn't it? But when somebody says, act like Jesus, well, that gets a little more specific. And when they say, emulate Jesus, be like Jesus, be Christ-like, well, I understand that a little bit better. And the first thing I think about always, you know what I'm going to say if you've listened to me for any period of time, is love, love, love. He said that was the greatest commandment. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. God bless you. Have a great day.